Okay, good to be here. The one and only electric Tammy. Good to be here. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, fantastic. So, for the purpose of those who don't know Dr. Akintayo, he is the GMD of the GTEX Holdings. And this is a company with currently 12 subsidiaries that cuts across different spheres of life from land to properties, consulting to events management to cooperative societies about how you can get your money to work for you. Okay, what principles you need to obey for you to get money working for you without you laboring till you die, especially if you want to become a millionaire in dollars. All right. So, Doctor, thank you again for joining us here. I want us to make this quite brief for those who are watching us so that they can get their nuggets very quickly and what they can begin to implement on. But first, I'm going to ask you, what was your personal journey, okay, to becoming a millionaire in dollars? Not your first 1 million naira, not your first 10 million naira, not your first 100 million naira. No, skip that part for us, okay? Talk to us. How did you move tangibly from being a millionaire in naira to becoming a millionaire in dollars? Because that's about 500 steps, 500 times the naira. Talk to us your journey from that place of grace to a place of greater grace. Okay.
Wh-
Thank you
Why
very
does
much.
why does it sound like you have a beef with the Naira thing? It sounds like you have a beef with Naira, and
I
you
do.
just emphasize dollars.
Because it's unreliable, it's not
Um,
trustworthy, it is fickle, it's emotional. You can't rely on it. So
why
please,
why
I
why
have a
do
serious beef with it.
why does it sound like your ex-boyfriend?
Oh my goodness. Oh, right, right. That's fine.
Okay, so
Okay, so me about
so
my
for
new boyfriend, the dollar.
so for me was the realization that, and this was shocking for me anyway, the realization that actually for me to become wealthy, I needed to be an investor. So there are four ways to make money. You can make money as by having a job. You can make money by being a self-employed. You can make money by being a business owner. So for many years, I never knew that I was actually self-employed. My mindset, you call me, I'm a CEO. I had, I have a business and all of those things. So I didn't even know that when I was calling myself a CEO, I actually was just a self-employed. And I didn't also know that if I was self employed, I'm even worse than someone who has a job. Because if you have a job, you have a guarantee income, constant salary. If you are self employed, there's no even guarantee to your income. I didn't even, I mean, it took me years to know this. And that for me to actually become extremely wealthy, I needed to become a business owner, which I wasn't as at that time. And then what was the difference between a self-employed and a business owner? It meant that the business was operating with a structure that didn't even have to do with me. And again, that which is why today now I don't need to be in any of our offices. They operate because there's a system running it. But that even that, not everybody is wired to be a businessman. Not everybody can go through the stress. It's tough to be a businessman, really tough. So the easiest option for everyone is that you can easily become an investor. You can buy properties, you can buy shares, you can buy stocks, you can co-own a company with somebody else. As the company begins to grow, you're wealthy. So, what is a business? A business is exchanging value or services in exchange for money. What's investment? Investment is exchanging your one time money for a lifetime of cash flow without having to even put in your time and your energy. In a business, you need your time, you need your money. In investment, you only need to put in your money, and it's not even your money all the time. It's that you put in that money one time, and that money goes on an errand, and that's why we use the word how to make money work for you. So when you become an investor, what has happened is that money is not working for you. You're not working for money, and that's the best place to be, because that's when the best version of you can come out. Honestly, I've seen how human beings can almost become a demon when they are broke, when people are poor. The devil in us come out, and that's why when you look at the poorest nations have the highest level of crime, from kidnapping to drugs, to name it. Because when people are struggling for their livelihood, when it's about, I just need to have something for myself, they can do anything. But when you get to that point where you are now an investor and money is working for you, and even if you don't do anything, there's a guaranteed amount of money coming in, no matter how small, but something keeps coming in on a regular basis. That is when you're on your way to becoming a wealthy person. By the way, guys, are you getting value? Is this making sense? I need your comment. I need you to also share this video with your loved ones and friends. I want to be sure everybody's here. um, I don't know where Tammy went to, but I hope she'll join us back very shortly with a better internet. Um, but I hope you can all hear me. If you can hear me, just type I can hear you. I'm getting value. Please share this video as many times as you can. I know a lot of us are watching on YouTube. I appreciate that you share it on the various groups that you belong to and get as many people as possible to come. So Tammy was asking me a lot of questions, and the first question was, what were the journey that I took to becoming a millionaire in dollars? And I said the first was knowledge. I had to go, to do research on how do you become a millionaire and a billionaire in dollars and not even naira. And that journey got me to discover that there are four ways to making money. You can make money by having a job and earning a salary. You can make money by being self-employed. You can make money by being a business owner, and then you can make money by being an investor, right? I love you too. I can see Coach Spark say, "I love you, sir. I love you too." I can see Rita. It says, "I can hear you. I'm getting value." Thank you, Rita, for joining. Edward Abumoye can hear me. Frank Kamba. Everybody's here. Paul Nathan, thank you for joining. I hope all of you are sharing this and getting as many people to join us for the show. When I then discovered these four ways to make money, I then had to ask myself, where was I in that four quadrant? I discovered I was self-employed. Again, prior to that knowledge discovery, my thinking was I was a business owner. I didn't even know the difference between a business owner and a self-employed. And many of you even here, when I ask you, uh, are you a self-employed? Are you a business owner? Most of you are going to tell me, yes, I'm a business owner. But by the time I ask you, can you leave your business for 1 year and the profit or the income of the business will even increase rather than decrease? I'm sure everybody who had said they were business owners will suddenly be like, that won't happen. And at that point, you then realize that you actually are not yet a business owner, you are self employed. And so, most of us who always claim to be business owners are actually self employed. We are not business owners, we're self employed. In other words, we have decided to start the journey of entrepreneurship. The business still largely depends on us, irrespective of how many staff we have. The journey to then transitioning into becoming a business owner is a long journey that could take 10 years, could take 16 years, it could even take more. And that journey ultimately means that you now own a business that does not require your own time for the business to grow. So by the time you become a business owner, your time is no longer as required for the business to prosper and grow. Now, it does not mean you don't put in your time. It just means it's not the major factor anymore. Your ideas is still important. Your strategy is still important for the business, but not necessarily your time. Okay. And then I then discovered that even all the people who started businesses like Bill Gates, like Warren Buffett, like who else, like Steve Jobs, all of them, the ultimate goal was still to retire from their own businesses and to retire to become an investor in their own business. So what then happened ultimately is that they are now getting equity, they're getting returns, they're getting something to keep coming in for them. So which is why when virtually all the CEOs we have now, all of them had owned their businesses before. And one of these I shared with many of them, convincing them to join to GTEC is that can we bake a bigger pie? Because even though you're a CEO, you're still self-employed in your own business. And you're actually worse than an employee because you and I know the ups and downs of being a self-employed. Today there's money, tomorrow there's no money. At least an employee even has a constant guarantee income. Now, you as a self-employed, there's no guarantee income. So when I got to that discovery, I said, I want to become an investor. And in fact, that was part of why I then moved into real estate because what real estate affords me is an opportunity to be a business owner at the same time an investor. In other words, the lands that I'm buying, I'm not going to sell all of it. You see the point now? So majority of it still are left as an investment for me, for the company, and for my family as well. So I'm able to turn my business to the same tool for my investment. And so when I started that journey, of course, doing real estate, of course, that's when we started hitting millions of dollars in income, in transaction, and even in value of assets. I hope this makes sense. Temi is finally back.
For sharing your story. I appreciate that. So I was off for a while. My internet went kaput on me. I had to go and restart it, but I'm here now.
I
Okay, so
think you
I'd
need,
like you to please, I mean, thank you for sharing your story.
yeah, go ahead. But I think you need an
You said,
alternative internet. I think you need an alternative internet in your home office because oftentimes it does kaput or what did you call it? You need an alternative.
yes, I have. So interestingly, it's my building. So
Yeah,
my house, the way it's built, and
yeah.
this is the only one that works inside my house. The other ones I have to go out to use them. This is the only one that works in my house. It's the house construction. It's a duplex, so maybe the decking and all of that. I don't know. Anyway, so my next question for you, and I think the final question for you is for you to please share with us principles that you believe people can deploy to make their money work for them. What options can you advise that people leverage on to get their money
Mm.
working for them? Thank you.
Good question. So for me is first of all, you need to understand the various types of investments because oftentimes people are not familiar with that. There is a low risk investment, there's a mid risk investment, and there's a high risk investment. So a lot of time, whenever we talk about investment, people are really scared, and they need to be because many have lost money. However, what they didn't know is that the reason they lost money was that they engaged only in high risk investments. So how do you kind of identify high risk investment? It's usually based on the return on investment. So oftentimes we'll talk about this concept of making money work for you. It means you're having to rely on a company and giving them your money either for equity or for ROI on a regular basis. And if those companies are already offering you a huge return, some of us had MMM, several names, Penny Wise, Penny Foolish, different names. And they gave these juicy returns. They promised you they were involved in diamond, in precious stone. And people really got all crazy because one or two people got their returns. And at the end of the day, what has happened to many of such people is it was at their turn that the whole thing then collapsed. They lose all their money and then they go all into, I will never invest again. I will never trust anybody again. No, it was you lost money because you are not financially intelligent. Can everybody help me type financial intelligence? I want everybody to type it. Come on. I love a very engaging class, and please share this video as many times as you can. Get everybody in here and share on all your groups or your platform. But I want everybody to say financial intelligence. Can everybody type it in the comment section? So you need to actually become financially intelligent. You can't just go all into, oh, I'm a business, I'm an investor without even understanding how investment works, without understanding ROI, the concept of return on investments, what types of businesses guarantees high returns, low returns, and so on and so forth. I'll give you an example. I had this woman who reached out to us last year. She bought properties from me here in Dubai, to about $1 million worth of real estate asset in Dubai. And then she heard about GVES. I said, I love this as well. I don't even have that risk. The property I buy in Dubai, I still have to look for tenants to rent them. If nobody rents them, I may not get certain returns. If the economy is bad, I may have issues with people renting houses. But hey, this one I'm giving you my money, and GVES gives me return every year. I love that. She even said, hey, I'm ready to invest hundreds of millions. But she then started, can you give me up to 50% returns every year? I said, I'm sorry, GVES cannot give you that. She said, why? But I know this other company, they give you this, they give you that. I said, ma, those usually are high risk investment. I'm not saying they are not real, but when an investment is high risk, there is a guarantee that it will crash at some point. And that's why even the regulated ones, we call them hedge funds, right? In the case of hedge funds, you will sign a contract by law that says there's no guarantee you get your money back, that you have agreed that these people use your money for high risk investment. And if your money gets missing, you agree you're okay with it. You must sign, right? In regulated hedge funds investment. So I broke it down for this woman. I said, most of these high risk investment, you can lose your money and you will lose it at some point. Usually it takes maximum 2 to 3 years. Any form of high risk will crash. There has never been a time, be it Forex, be it crypto, that it has not crashed in 2 years or 3 years. It has never happened, right? In the case of Forex, in fact, it's probably so regularly in a month, right? Because of that, the fact that it's a high risk. Now, you now need to consider the lower risk and the mid risk. I was telling this one, I really did proper, education. That's okay. How about me getting the returns before immediately I pay? I said, ma, don't you, again, we are not a Ponzi scheme. Okay, we need to use this your money. First of all, do business with it, make profit, then give you part of the profit. So if we're giving you returns immediately you drop the money, it meant that from day one we never had an intention of doing business with your money. It means that we are giving money of newcomers to old timers, and that's called Ponzi. If it's really a business, we collect the money, we will actually have to do business with it. you know. So, well, she reduced the amount of money she wanted to invest, and I didn't care because what was important to me was that our integrity is intact. Now, she got a return, it was 9 point something million, 9.6 million or so. We spoke a few days ago, and you need to see how she was taking, sir, she gone, your people at GVES, give me my money. I'm so happy. Some of these other ones I did, I lost all my money. And all of them Lori book. I said, but no, don't cause them. I told you. But I told you these were high risk investments, right? And that you could lose your money. And that we may not give you all this heaven and earth type of return, okay, but we make sure we keep to our word. And she even said to me, I've told my children we're putting in more money, because when we even wanted to do it, some of them were saying, are we sure? But I'm happy you guys kept your word. Now you need to know the joy in my heart. I feel like, yes, I own a company. I work for a company that keeps to our word. Now, we're not 100% perfect. Every customer doesn't like us. But I can tell you almost 98% of our clients are happy. And that's good. As we work towards getting 100%, I'm happy, right? That most of our customer can say we keep to our word when they give us their money. I say the same thing with our landed properties as well. Yes, people can tell you Ajita is too expensive, but you never hear one of them say, well, I paid for a land and the land didn't exist. You never hear that. Okay? And for me, that's a better reputation, that you eventually got value for your money than that, oh, it was just a hoax. So always think of this. Where the principles that I have engaged was that I understood high risk. By the way, it's not as if I don't do forex or crypto, just that I only put a fraction. And when I make good returns, I put it back into real estate, which is what I know, which is a more reasonable risk, which is tangible. I can touch it, I can hold it. I've also had to invest with other real estate companies. Did one in Grenada. It's an apartment. They're building a lot of houses in Grenada. And I put in my money. I know the company, they're doing very well. I gave them my money. They continue to build these houses in Grenada. They're not giving me something tangible, 5%. It's okay. I have some investment, with some banks as well. They put it in some, stocks and shares and all of that. They're not giving me much. They're giving me 5%. But again, I love investments that are stable, right? I know how to go and do the forex and the crypto, and I know that I'm gambling. If it goes, you will never even see me come on social media and say, I lost my money. I knew what I was putting my money into from day one. I knew it was a risk. And if it works, fine. If it doesn't, fine. So I hope I answer your question, Timmy.
Absolutely. Yes, 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 you did. You did. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. So, guys, I don't know if you have questions. Okay, somebody is asking what's the least one can invest with GVest. Okay, so those of you who have questions on GVest, I am here to take all your questions. I will also be sharing our number for you to reach out. Those of you who are ready to make the investment. So, if you have questions for Doctor, absolutely please go ahead. And in the meantime, I will share my screen and I will run you through what we do at GVest, okay, and what you stand to gain when you come into GVest. And now, before I go that route, I would like to share that, I am among those that we have had our hands burnt over and over again. And in my case, it wasn't just my money, it was also the money of other people who had trusted me, right, with their funds. It was really, really devastating for me and my brand because people trusted me that, oh, Temi knows what she's doing. But of course, I wasn't wise enough, I wasn't smart enough. And so I lost money, both my money and the money of other people. So today I'm happy that uh,
I hope you will confess that I warned you.
oh, so interestingly, I got warning from quite a number of people. And I felt like, oh, I knew what I was doing. Oh, yes, you did warn me. You told me that, tell me, end it now. I remember you said, "Tell me, end it now. It will not last. End it now. It will not last." But I'm like, no. You said, "Tell me, you've made enough. End it now." So definitely, I wish I had heard. I wish I had adhered to your warning. Right today, I will not be here, and definitely, I will not have broken the hearts of the people I have broken their hearts. Yes. Someone says, "How do you recover and get back on track after you lose money?" Okay. So there's somebody wants to ask you, they've lost money. So now I think I can take that question. Okay, allow me to take the question. Anything I miss, you can add to it. Okay. So the first, because I
You
have
have,
lost
you have experience.
money. So the first thing I recommend you do when you mess up like that is go naked to your mentors, um, people that you should have connected with initially, or people that you have said, "Oh, their mouth is smelling." Go naked and say, "You're sorry, you've messed up, this is it," right? And then allow them to restore you by sharing their wisdom with you. This is what you should have done, what you should do. And then they teach you how to manage the situation. Okay, is everything lost? Are you even owing people? Right, they can just tell you, this is how you manage people's emotions. In my own case, I had over 100 investors on my neck, and I had over 180 million naira that was lost. Okay, so I began to learn how to manage people's emotions, right? What to avoid saying, what to say, get people on board to cover your nakedness. All right, and then submit yourself to mentorship, because you cannot fight that war with the same mindset that got you in. You cannot win that war with the same mindset that got you into it. Okay, so you want to get fresh perspective, new learnings, fresh understanding on what to do to gradually pay off your debts. Okay, begin to save money and recover, and then gradually you come back up. But it needs plenty humility on your part. You need plenty humility on your part. Where you don't feel like, oh, I mean that I used to command billions. Now, no, that mindset got into the mess, and that same mindset cannot bring you out of it. So you need plenty education, and mentoring is a huge source of education that you want to leverage on. Okay, and then gradually begin to start afresh. Don't stay down. Okay, don't stay down. Let people help you begin to come up for air gradually, and over time you will come back on track. You offset your debts, and then you will shine again. Okay, you'll be bright again. This is how you recover. Okay, from my experience. Did I say anything else to add?
Yeah, fantastic. You're very spot on. A couple of things that I would just add to is, number one, you need to be transparent, have a meeting with everybody involved, open up to them, let them know what has happened, um, and the situation of things. Number two, you need to look for alternative sources of income and be willing to open up to them those alternatives as well, and
Yeah.
plead for their support for that, so that the alternative can work. I worked with a gentleman who lost people's money, and one of the option I gave him was he could start real estate brokerage. So I told him, sit down with everybody, tell them you're starting afresh. The business he lost money wasn't real estate. So tell them this is like the new business I want to do, and I even need your support so that this can be. Else, why I'm saying you must ask for their support. While you're trying to do brokerage, you can go there and start posting. Who else? He wants to scam you in real estate again.
Mm,
Don't. So I told him, let them know, and let them know that it's in their own interest that they support you, so that you make enough money from brokerage and pay their money back. Number
mm,
three, do not exaggerate. Do not lie about anything. In the case of this story I'm telling you, the gentleman, on the other hand, exaggerated. He told them he's starting his own real estate company. He will even
Mm,
give some of them back their money in form of land. So
mm.
before you know, investors got this assumption that suddenly he has hit a new money. In fact, some believed all this while he had
You
put
use
their
their
money.
money to go and start that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had even put it into land all this while and just left them hanging, and they came after him in a big way.
Hard.
In fact, remember when he posted it, I used to chat on his page to say, let's chat. I even chatted him up. But again, when people go through a lot, I've learned I could be so caring, but I've learned to just let people be themselves so that I'm not crying more than the bereaved. Of
Mm,
course, is also facing the consequences of choosing to exaggerate, and
mm,
up to him facing all of that. Number four, and I'll just leave at that. There are many ways. Is if you need to pick up a job, don't be shy to do so. And
right.
those trying to work with, let them know what you had before. I had this particular lady who wanted to work with us, and she's run into bad investment, and she never opened up. And
Mm,
she was almost into this euphoria of having to pick money somewhere else, to cover up for another. And at some point, I just got to know with my instinct. Now open up so that I can, at least if people start harassing me to say somebody who works for you is owing us money, I need to
mm,
know what tune, what's the situation. But
mm,
she still refused not to open up. So don't fall into that category. Be willing to open up and say, hey, you that you are my mentor, or this new company you've gone to pick up a job in, let
mm,
them know that you had run a business before, it went bad, you are owing people, they may even come after you. Let them know. I know a
right.
case of a story, Pastor Olumide Emmanuel always shared this story of how it was even a Sunday service. 8 military men came to church on a Sunday service to come and arrest
Mm,
him.
mm,
And in this case, it wasn't even him. Apparently, some of his staff were running MMM in his office, right? He didn't even know. But because those things took place in his office,
mm.
and some of them probably even used his name to lie, right? There was an assumption that it was about him, and he didn't even know anything about it. So it's important that whoever is your boss or whoever is your mentor, they know, because there are consequences to this thing that they are
Absolutely.
associating with you. And it's
Mm,
decent that they are aware and they know what they are likely, to face. If
mm,
somebody who knows Tammy now reach out to me and say, I gave Tammy my money, I say, I know the story. She told me, I'm aware. So you
mm,
can't come and blackmail a Tammy, for example, with me. And
mm.
so wisdom for a Tammy is to have inform me. So you want
Transparent.
to inform people around you and be transparent so that they don't now be the ones that at the end of the day, people are
Control
harassing
the
them.
narrative.
Exactly. You know, I mean, if I remember before Tim started working with us, when we agreed she was going to work, me and her had to do a live show. I remember telling her, I said, let's go and do a live show. So that people don't even think I don't know. And we just talk
Mm,
about how we lost money, right?
mm.
That way, nobody even coming to come and gossip with me, right? Me
Yeah.
and show already, so
Yes.
they know I'm aware. And in Africa, people gossip a lot. You see people,
A lot.
oh, this person you're associating with, be careful, oh, be careful. They will
Mm,
saw your
mm,
name. So be transparent.
mm. Yes. Okay. All right then. Thank you, everyone. I think we have more or less wrapped up the conversation for today. Guys, how many of you got value from this session? If you did, type I got value, I got value, and then share this video 50
Take this
times.
question. Can we take this last question, and then if you want more, you come for next episode of this training.
This is not a question, or is it? I
Is
work for
it?
a company that's currently having issues right now, but I am believing God for a turnaround. We believe God with you, Esther.
That's not a question actually.
All right. Then. So guys, type in I got value. I got value. If you got value,
Your legal mindset always comes to play.
how? Legal care. How?
Yes. The way you just say it's not a question. Like,
There was no question there that she's believing God. We are believing God with you too. That's just it. Is it? It's not. Okay, so someone said, God bless you, sir. And Ma, tell me, thank you. Thank you. Got value. You got value. Fantastic. I'm seeing all the God value, God value, God value. Awesome. Blessing. God value. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, how many of you are we seeing getting started on the 18% today? Send that WhatsApp message now. Okay, send that WhatsApp message now. Let's begin to onboard you on that 18%. The number is +234-8103-486-272. Okay, only on WhatsApp. All right. Thank you, everyone. Doctor, any last words or just wave your goodbye?
well, become an investor today. Make sure money is working for you rather
Right.
than working for money. I will also advise you don't start with 2 million. If you have more than that, if you have
Mm,
100 million, if you have 200 million, go for that.
yes.
It's always better to invest and to be an investor. And when you find a credible organization like we have, you want to jump into that. Also, please note the 2 million has been cancelled. Temi only brought that to bear. We only do minimum of 10 million, and the
Naira
reason,
now.
the yes, minimum of 10 million naira. And same thing with the dollar, we're canceling and starting with only the $50,000. And the reason is to one, we we're expanding a lot of our investment and we're doing so much. And so we're a lot
Mm,
of what we're raising in the next 13 years, we need to raise $20 billion. So 2 million naira, $10,000 will not take us there as fast
mm,
as we do.
mm,
Um, the second reason is also we love to attract people who are financially stable,
mm,
and not people at the lower spectrum. And this is
mm,
not in any way discriminating people. What we are
mm,
saying is that only invest your passive income, only invest money that you are not engaging, you are not using. We call it loose funds, right?
mm,
Because if people take all their emergency funds and put it into investment, and then suddenly start coming to the company, it's not up to 1 year that you agree with
mm.
them. I want my money back. And then when those ones say we have
Owó
put
onírò, owó onírọ̀.
they say we put into investment, we can't give you back just like that. It becomes a
Mm,
story. I've seen people buy land from us. 2 weeks later, I want refund. Oga, we didn't keep the money in the bank. The money went into buying land, into developing land.
immediately. Yes.
So we realize that when we take certain investment at a lower, we could have been taking even as low as 100,000, as low as
Mm,
$100. But we realize that it attracts certain types of people
people.
who has their emergency funds, and then
Mm,
they will spoil your reputation. And you see, we've worked so hard in 14 years to
mm,
build this thing. I want to keep
mm.
it at that.
Mm, mm, mm. All right. So you're saying that going forward. So guys, if you are watching this video maybe after now and you're not sure, I mean, what you should start investing in, please send that message and I can adequately educate you if the 2 million naira is still available, which is even just for today. And then going forward, we are starting from 10 million naira. Is that correct? And
Correct. And 50
$50,000.
on the dollar
Okay,
option.
okay. So we would update our slides and then we will have just 10 million is the minimum we will run, and $50,000 is the minimum on both sides. Okay. So thank you, everyone. I'm happy you enjoyed it. I also enjoyed sharing the spotlight with DSA and also serving all of you guys as it is hot.